Hi there, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux. I'm busy making, because of the radical changes in this KDE edition, I'm making a series of little videos to sort of show off a couple of things that new users might not be used to, how to do certain things and so forth. Today's video is based on Compass and Emerald. So this edition, the major changes in this KDE is of course that Compass is used as a window manager and Emerald as the border theme manager. So I'm just going to quickly go over how to edit the settings of both. I won't go into great detail of each setting, but I'll just show you how to get there, what to do, and what most of the, sort of how to find your feet. Okay, so if we open up a window here, you'll see this bouncy, wobbly effects and all of that. That's Compass. Okay, so that's the window manager controlling all those effects. And then if you look at the border, you'll see it's got a nice transparent thick border around the window. That is the Emerald theme manager. Okay, so if we go look at the theme manager first, the border, you'll see you can either access it via your side panel here, via the favorites in your menu, or you can go to settings and click on border theme there. Okay, so let's click on the little diamond and we'll open up the Emerald theme manager. Okay, so now you'll see the same border obviously exists on this window. Okay, let's use this window as an example. So here are your different themes. You can simply click on a theme and it will change to something else. Usually these little themes have previews and you can see that it actually changes, the window border changes. Okay, so you can literally select your preferred theme. There's the default theme, that's the one that's being used there. Okay, so how to theme. Okay, so let's go take something else as an example. I'm going to take this theme over here. Okay, you can simply select the theme, choose edit themes, and then you can select the engine to design on. So changing the engine, you'll see it will actually make radical changes to the actual window border itself. Okay, so obviously you got to select your engine that you want to design on. Okay, so there's True Glass, Oxygen, and Legacy. Those are the three main ones usually selected when designing themes. So let's choose Legacy. Then of course you can change the subsettings. You've got your active window, you've got the colors, opacity, opacity, you can set that much lighter. So let's set that all the way much lighter, and you'll actually see the window go much more transparent. Okay, you can set that darker, and then you can set the colors of each one as well. So you can set whatever color tone you set here, the border will change. Okay, you can set the inactive window as well, and if you go down you'll see there's the shadow settings, there's a lot of settings here. Then you can set the frame to be more rounded. If I'm going to make it very round, you'll see these top corners. Sorry, let me just tick here. There we go. You see these top corners change to be very round. There they're very square. So there's a lot of settings that you can change. Just buttons, you choose PixMat buttons or normal buttons. You can actually design, like create buttons and load them. You got frames and shadows and title bars, and there's your fonts, and this is how thick your borders actually is around the window. And theme, you can go and theme pretty much anything. So just by dragging mostly a lot of sliders up and down, you can literally change this theme radically. You can literally make the theme whatever you want it to be, and when you're done you just type a name here and you save or export. Okay, and it will show up. If you save it, it will show up in the list and you can just select your theme. Okay, so that is how easy it is to theme inside Makulu KDE version. I mean, I created this theme that actually looks so bloody nice. I think I did it in a matter of minutes. You can take any existing theme here and create a whole new theme from that. half of these themes were created from the other half of the themes. So you can radically change just about anything on the themes. It's very easy and very quick to do. Okay, so that pretty much covers Emerald Theme Manager, which is of course that little green diamond over there because it's emerald in color, and there, border theme. Okay, so for newcomers, you can theme via there. Okay, so the next thing is the special effects, the wobbly windows, bouncy effects, also the cube, the unfolded cube, dragging between desktops via the cube effect, also the cylinder cube. Okay, these are all part of Compass, okay, which is the window manager. Okay, and that you'll get via this little settings icon here, window manager settings. You can also go into settings and find it there, Windows settings manager, sorry, that's what it's called. Okay, so it's either down there in settings, or you can just simply click that little icon over there. Okay, and that will bring up the Windows settings manager. Okay, and inside here you'll find different categories. Okay, you've got the window management, you've got the utility, you've got the image loading, you've got extras, you've got effects, you've got desktop, you've got accessibility, and you've got general. Okay, now I would say that I would do a little bit of research before I start playing with this too radically, because Compass uses a lot of plugins. There's a lot of plugins here that kind of run most of the system that's on here. So you know, Compass as it is running very stable now, but that's also because I had to fix a lot of bugs with the plugins that I use, meaning the ones that are ticked here, those are the ones that have been fixed and stabilized. Okay, so they run without any issues. Okay, so if you don't know what you're doing, I would rather not mess around in here, because you're going to be clicking stuff that's going to make your system unstable. Okay, but if you're prepared to reinstall or sit through some drama fixing stuff, then by all means, because you're going to get those guys that want to fiddle, and fiddling's not always bad, but you know, most of the stuff in here would work. I would be very careful with messing with the opacity and the opacify. I would be very careful with messing with those two, and I would also be very careful with messing around with the window management. So if you don't know what you're doing in those two departments, rather not touch those. The rest, and also maybe the utilities, I would really be careful around here. Okay, the rest shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have too many issues, if any issues at all. But you can play here. You can, you know, the cube, there's a cube reflection and deformation. There's the window decoration, that's the Emerald Theme Manager on top. The wobbly windows, the animations, the desktop cube, there's the rotating the desktop cube, you know. So I would really just not mess around with this unless you want to change your desktop. If you go to general options and desktop size, there's your 4 desktops. If you want to increase or decrease that, that's where you would do it. So you would go to you would go to general options, desktop size, and change that number there. How many ever you change it, that will be your four virtual desktops. That will be horizontal. If you want vertical desktops, then you can increase that, but do keep in mind, with Compass, vertical desktops usually cause a lot of like tearing issues and things like that. So I would really stick to horizontal virtual size instead of the vertical. Just keep increasing that number or decreasing that, or whatever suits you. Okay, so that's one of the main things you need to know, is how to change how many desktops there is, and that's done there in general desktop size. Okay, so apart from that, the rest over here, that's up to you to mess around with. I won't take responsibility for any of that. All the cool stuff is really enabled already. If you really know what you're doing here, maybe go read some guides, and then before you play around, you could enable benchmark or screenshot, and all of that stuff works. So yeah, so this is pretty much Compass that controls your special effects. Okay, Some of this is untested. Like I said, the stuff I would normally use I've enabled, so I haven't really messed too much with the rest. The few things that I did enable, I did have to do some bug fixing on a couple of those. Mostly they'll pacify, and I know even though this is KDE, the KDE compatibility caused major problems when I ticked that, so stay clear of it. Don't tick it just because you're in KDE. I think this compatibility is really probably more to try and make it work with KWin than anything else, and KWin is not on this system, so steer clear of that. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell on how to theme and work with the special effects. I have put them both in the menu, in the side menu. So there's your Emerald Theme Manager and there's your Windows Settings Manager, Compass Config Manager. So the two of them are there, but they are in the settings as well. There's one and there is the other one. So that's pretty much on how to do those two. If you actually want to theme the actual Windows backgrounds and so forth, you can do that via the application appearance. Go to Style and then go to Colors, and here you've got your options where you can actually literally change the color of just about anything. You can always go to Scheme and you can get new schemes, and you can download schemes from online if you want, if that's what you want to do. You want to use pre-existing schemes, okay? But if you just want to edit the existing colors, you do that here, okay? You can always choose style as well, and if you have a nice GTK style, you can enable GTK style here, and if you do that, you'd have to come down to GTK and actually choose the GTK themes here. So there's lots of options. You can really play around with this a lot, okay? But yeah, so in a nutshell, the panel and the widgets and so forth, they're controlled by the workspace appearances, and that would be desktop theme. Yeah, you can literally, I use a glassified desktop theme, but you can choose anything here that's already in here, or you can get new themes and that will change your basically your desktop theme itself, not your window theme. So yeah, so you can muck around. If you hold your mouse cursor over a category here or a subcategory here, it will actually tell you what you can change. You can change the cursor theme, desktop theme, splash screen. Over there you can change style, colors, icons, fonts, GTK, and so forth. So yeah, so in a nutshell, that is pretty much how you would go about theming this KDE edition. It's not very difficult at all. I would recommend, if I went too fast, maybe watch the video again, but I didn't really want to make it long. But yeah, so there you go. All three of those are via your favorites in your menu. Otherwise you can get in the settings, there's system settings, there's Windows settings, and there's border theme. So those are the three that would control the theming and special effects of Makulu KDE version. Thank you for watching. This is Jacques from MakuluLinux.